What up? So, if you're following along, we obviously didn't get into Sundance because I would have definitely done a post saying, hey, we got into Sundance. But also, Sundance announced their program the Wednesday after Thanksgiving. We were not included. We actually got a nice note from the head of programming a week prior, so we were aware. And that's pretty cool to get a note from the head of programming because they usually just send you a form. No, you didn't get in. I was actually really happy with my response because I wasn't that disappointed because I genuinely was not expecting to get in. So even though I couldn't help get excited, I was like, yeah, cool, on to the next. So, on to the next. So I love music. I love to listen to music, and I love to write and record music. It's something I have always done. Me and my brother, as long as we had been making movies together, we were like jamming in bands together. I love producing music. Like I did the score to Fair under the pseudonym Forward Pilgrim, which is also the name of this vlog series. So it's a double moniker. I clearly can't decide on how to use certain brandings. I'll often pull out the guitar or the piano and just pick around and play, and I was doing an old Postal Service cover last week. That Postal Service album, Give Up, from 2003, man, I wore that album out. That's like one of the best of the decade. And my favorite song on that album is probably This Place is the Prison, and I just picked up the guitar, looked up the chords, and I played it. It felt so good. It was so fun, and it was just turned out good. And then I kind of got the creator bug, and I was like, oh man, I want to like add some soundscapes to it. So I did that and had a little creative project in my off hours this week, and I'll link to it so it's a separate video so you can sort of see. It's something that I was thinking about as like creators or creatives, people like me and you, and our need to create, to make. And I was trying to think, I was like, this is why I sort of crave like the creative controller in me, or the maker, or is it an artist thing? Just the need to go create. Like when I get an itch, when I get an idea in my head, making that idea a reality becomes an obsession. It's the creative obsession. And when you sort of hit the target or you achieve it to varying degrees, that's sort of the most fulfilling thing ever. And it's interesting, as a filmmaker, film is my love, but how equally that urge to create can be satisfied in other mediums like music. And in some ways, making and recording a song is really fulfilling because it's a lot easier and quicker than a film. I may have said this before, but my office, I subleased this space and I sort of designed the layout. I put in new floors, I got the furniture, I branded it, I decorated it, and it was a very fulfilling, cohesive, creative project that really fulfilled the creator, maker, artist in me for, the month that I was doing that. And I think it's important, if we're artists with the urge to just go make something and we haven't, or we're in sort of a rut or a lull or a waiting period with maybe our medium of choice, you can find that fulfillment in other mediums. Maybe it's redecorating your living room. Maybe it's gonna go write something if you're not a writer, or maybe it's gonna go sing something, if you're not a singer, or record something, or play, or the various interests you have. So for me, in this week, it was really fun and fulfilling to just pick up the guitar, play a song that I love, somebody else wrote, didn't even write the song, I just sort of reinterpreted it, and then, got my sort of pads and Ableton Live software out and just started messed around with it and added some visual sort of flavor to it and just created something that's just cool and small, and for me ultimately, but fulfilling nonetheless. But now it gave me this sort of like thought of like, oh man, wouldn't it be amazing to get a little band together and cover the whole album of that 2003 Postal Service record? Maybe do a live stream, just get some guys and just practice for a few days and then just perform it, because that would be easier. That's more attainable than trying to actually produce 10 songs in my little studio. But I don't know. But now that's like a creative thing. So now I'm just wondering, will that sit there and grow until the creator in me has to like sort of completely bring it to fruition? or will it subside and fade away? Because that happens too. We get ideas, and out of the 10 ideas, maybe 1 or 2 of them are things we're going to pursue, and the other 8 or 9 fall away. Anyway, here's to the creators. Enjoy this song.